If the best things happen to you before you're ready for it, you will not be able to handle it. It will not be a blessing. Your business on the spiritual path is just to keep yourself receptive. Saints are very compassionate. Gurus are just brutal. He will only let those things that need to happen, happen, and ultimately it'll pay. Once, there was a yogi in South India, and he lived in a cave in the mountains. He was doing his sadhana and living there by himself. There in the cave, a rat also made its home. The yogi noticed his companion, made little space for him, and also started feeding him. The rat grew fat on the food that the yogi was giving. And one day, the rat just went out and a cat saw food in rat, the yogi's food, and went after him. Because he had grown fat on the food that was being thrown at him, he couldn't really handle his own survival by escaping. So he ran into Yogi's lap, fell into Yogi's lap and cried, "This cat is going to kill me." The yogi held the rat and chased away the cat. Then he thought, this rat is going to have problems like this now that the cat has seen a fat rat. It is going to prowl around and wait. So, for its safety, yogi told the rat, "Say, I will make you into a cat so that you will be safe." So he made the rat into a cat and fed the cat. The cat grew fat. And one day the cat went out. A hunting dog saw this cat and went after him. Once again, because the cat had grown fat with yogi's food, he is not able to handle his own survival. He ran straight to the yogi and fell in his lap and said, "The dog is going to kill me." The yogi held the cat and chased away the dog, then decided to… said, for its safety, the best thing is, it becomes a big dog. So he made the cat into a big dog. The dog, also he fed the dog. The dog grew fat. And went out one day. A tiger saw this fat dog and went after him. The dog came running and fell in yogi's lap and again said, "The tiger is going to kill me." The yogi chased away the tiger and said, "I will make you into a tiger so that you have no such problems." He made the rat, which was a dog right now, into a tiger. So he became a tiger and yogi continued to feed the tiger. The tiger went about in the forest. He enjoyed it. If he just growls, everybody runs. He just enjoyed being a tiger, but it started bothering him. Everybody in the forest thinks I am a tiger. The secret that I am actually a rat, only the yogi knows. If I eat him up, if I kill him and eat him, nobody will know that I am a rat, everybody will really think I am a tiger. He got this idea, so he approached the yogi. The yogi saw the intention of the tiger. He saw, oh, I gave him things that he's not ready for and made him once again into a rat. These things are constantly happening in your lives. Always people are asking, okay, somebody else is like that, why not me? What about me? If things come to you before you're ready for it, it will not be a blessing. Best things I'm talking about. If the best things happen to you before you're ready for it, it will not be a blessing in your experience, it'll become a great difficulty. You will not be able to handle it. Whether it is material well-being or spiritual well-being or great experiences or whatever, unless you evolve yourself into a certain stage, it will anyway happen. Your business on the spiritual path is just to keep yourself receptive, not expect or demand as to what should happen. I am not that kind of yogi. I won't do anything before time. But if something comes to you before your time, it will not be a blessing. So the best thing is always just to keep yourself receptive and do what you have to do. What has to happen will anyway happen. In India, we have this practice, especially if you plant a mango tree. The second year itself, mango tree will flower. If you let it be, it'll become full of fruit. The plant will be only this much. By end of January, February, it'll be full of flower. If you let it be, lot of fruit will come. If you do that, if you allow the fruit to come, the plant will be ruined, it will not grow properly. So the second year when the mango flower comes, we pluck off all the flowers, we won't let it fruit. Next year mango flower comes, we'll pluck off everything. Only fourth, fifth year we will allow it to happen. That too, fourth year we will pluck off half of it and leave half. After fifth year we will let it fruit. If you let it fruit in the second year itself, that tree will never grow to its full size. Any number of wild trees, mango trees you see, they never grew to full size because nobody did this plucking job. It's destructive at that point, but that's needed. Otherwise, what needs to happen will not happen. These misplaced, people who are loaded with morality, some of you, you have too much of misplaced compassion. Many years ago, when I was in the farm, the bulls or the bullocks which are used for work, both for ploughing and for the bullock cart, which is in India still about 45 to 50% of the cargo in India still at some stage travels on a bullock cart, if you don't know this. There are trucks, there are trains, there are everything, but still 45 to 50% of the cargo in India still travels on a bullock cart, at least in its early stage, from farm down to the market somewhere. So every farm has bulls and carts, this is normal. So I had these two bulls, and if you treat them well and if you take care of them, they really are good, They act like your friends and they're very responsive. You can have a certain kind of rapport and relationship with them. Like people have very close and dear relationships with dogs. Similarly, people have very close relationships with cows and bulls. So these two bulls are good and they're handsome young men, So, periodically, you have to do like you have the horseshoe for the horses. Similarly, a similar shoe, actually a horseshoe of a slightly different size, also goes into the bull's toes. The way it is done, with the horses you can do it, have the horses standing and do it. With the bulls, it's not possible to do that. They have to put the bulls down on the floor and it's quite a terrible affair when it's being done. I just saw this whole… A couple of times this guy came and did it, and the way he was doing it, I thought, where is it needed? I have stopped using the cart. My bulls won't go on the road. It only walks on the, unpaved surfaces. So I thought, don't want this horseshoe for my bull. There's no bull shoe, okay? Because they looked so sad and painful when they were put down and they're being nailed, looked like crucifixion. So, this particular shoe wore out and I refused to, the thing. That guy comes periodically, once in 2 months, he wants to put a new shoe, that's his livelihood. He came again and again, I said, no shoes. He said, it's not good. I said, it doesn't matter. Then I found, after 8 months, my bulls were in such a bad state. Their toes spread out like that, and they were really suffering because I had not put the shoe. Then I thought, what happened to my sense? Misplaced compassion. If the shoes were there, even if it goes through half an hour of pain, then they will be fine. Now to avoid that half an hour of pain, now they're all the time painful. It took a lot of work and in many ways, this decision curtailed their life itself. So, on the spiritual path, saints are very compassionate. Gurus are just brutal. Saints just bless and say, let everything happen to you, or let the best happen to you. A guru is brutal. He will only let those things that need to happen, happen. Rest of it, he won't let it happen. And ultimately it'll pay. Ultimately it'll definitely pay. So those of you who are wondering and struggling, comparing yourself to somebody else, that's not how it is.